I've come to the conclusion that even if I'm not, let's say, impacted, like if I'm not directly impacted, it's the human aspect that I'm still gonna care about humans. I'm going to educate myself because there's patterns that are being repeated when it comes to like colonization and people using their power in very selfish ways.
And it's so sad that a lot of people have only one view from one place or from one culture. And I think that's so unfair because, like, for example, Mexico, yes, they do have violence. Like, it's not something, like a myth.
Everywhere.
But yeah, exactly. And they have good and bad sides. But
Research, because again, with what's happening in Palestine, it's also happening in Congo, and is just researching about things and seeing like a lot of things that's going on really opens my eyes on like not everyone thinks the same.
Yeah.
hi, everyone. Welcome to the Conviviendo podcast. We're so excited to be here today, right?
Yeah.
Yay.
Woo-hoo.
Today, we're going to be talking about peace and hope.
Yeah.
I'm Jose Morales.
I'm Karen Nuñez.
We have Marlene and Anaya, right?
Yes.
Today, we're going to be talking about peace and hope. And let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have this conversation. And just based on the other couple of episodes that we already recorded, I think we are gonna get into some like deep conversations. Maybe get a little bit emotional, but that's okay.
But first, to like have a little bit of fun and be relaxed,
Yeah.
we have to make a small argument about hot Cheetos and Takis. So, what do you think?
What's better, Cheetos or Takis? I feel like
I like Taki waves. Those are good.
Takis has like a good variety because they have like popcorn, they have like the waves, and then they have the like
the normal
Takis.
ones.
I'm old
yeah.
school. I love
The
I
normal
love
what
hot
waves
Cheetos.
are you guys talking
I know.
about?
It's like
I was like, I'm old school.
Like, am I
hot Cheetos,
old?
guys.
Do you know Lay's? Like the Lay's, the
Yeah.
normal ones? They're like that. Or
they're
they're
just like waves.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like potato chips,
But
just
it's
with,
like
chile.
Takis?
Yeah,
Takis.
it's like it's so good and they're spicier. It trae más limón too.
No, my mouth watering.
Oh yeah, like Santo ahorita, but yeah.
I like hot Cheetos with cheese.
Oh,
Same.
yeah,
Con
that's good.
elotes.
Oh my
very
God,
unhealthy,
yes.
guys.
I think I would go for Cheetos. I don't know. There's something about
too.
Takis que me hace que se me escalde la
Oh,
lengua.
yeah.
And it
Me too.
hurts.
Yeah.
And I feel like Takis are more spicy, no?
Sí.
Or only if you get the like black bag of Cheetos.
Black ones.
Yeah,
Black?
Black?
What?
the
What?
hot Cheetos is like extra spicy.
The extra hot.
Yeah.
I have not seen
I'm
those.
good with the regular one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. They went like out of stock for months. Now they're on. They're in stock, but they were out of stock for months. And my mom, when she went to the gas station, she took like 5 of them. She had to
Like,
stock up on them.
They better.
Do you guys put like limon and like other things? Like obviously like queso and elotes are like
Tajín, Valentina.
the Valentina.
Ooh.
O like, ¿cómo se llama?
Tapatío?
No, like las papitas preparadas, like
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I know
Doritos
what you're talking about.
Cacahuates.
Los tostilocos, ¿no?
Ándale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time we're gonna have to have some
Guys,
snacks
there's some
here.
Michoacana like a couple of blocks away.
A mukbang right here.
Oh my gosh, we should totally do that.
Yes, for next.
All you're gonna hear is the chewing on the mic.
God, ASMR.
ASMR.
That's so
I'm down for
peaceful
that.
for a lot of people to hear those noises. And
That's
talking
a
about
peaceful thing.
talking about pizza, how do you find peace?
Oh, that was such a nice segue. Wow. Oh, peace. That's
Damn.
The other time I was scrolling on TikTok and I hear those noises like with water, like kind of like it was like a water ball, and that was very peaceful to hear.
For me, it's rain.
Oh,
Ooh.
me too. Or
Rain.
like what is
Mhm.
it called? The waterfall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
that
Mhm.
that's really peaceful for me.
See, like nature
Nature sounds.
sounds, I don't know. They make me feel like relaxed, but if I have those sounds playing in the background as I'm falling asleep, it stresses me out.
Really?
Really.
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know why. It gives me anxiety. But
Mm.
like if I go out and then like I do like a little hike and get to a waterfall, like I'm fine.
Yeah,
It's just
everyone
there's
is
something about
different.
playing it like on YouTube in the
It's different.
background. Yeah.
Mhm.
Some people listen to whales
Oh
Oh
sounds.
yeah.
yeah, the isn't like white noise or something, but it's like whales,
Well,
like the
yeah,
noise they
Mhm.
make and
That's for babies,
plays.
no?
I don't know, but it
No,
Isn't
actually
that
adults
like a
can
sounds
thing
do
for
like
that.
babies?
Not just for babies,
No.
but like they do it for adults too.
a horror movie.
Yeah, but I
And
don't like whale noises. I just don't
Mm-mm.
like it
like
because it
in the
sounds like
night.
so loud. Yeah, you, you're
You
on like
just walk
sleeping
in and
with
hear it. Like
you
what?
just sleeping with one eye open and see what's going on.
Yeah. Are there any things that you guys do to, I don't know, feel peaceful, like aside from listening to certain like noises? I don't know, part of your like daily life
Routine.
habits. Yeah.
But for me, I cannot live without exercise. Like I have to exercise
Oh,
every
oof.
day. Do something like physical, like work out or go for a run. That's my way that I find peace. And if I
Mhm.
cannot have that 40 to 1 hour every day, I'll go crazy.
I feel like I didn't understand what it was like to feel peaceful. I always questioned. I was like, is it that I'm just relaxed? Is it that I'm like not overthinking? And like personally, there was this moment that I had with myself. I was putting up my Christmas tree at my new apartment, and I was by myself. I was just decorating, right, my place, and it was at that moment that I didn't have to worry about what was gonna happen next. I wasn't overthinking. I was truly like present
Yeah.
in the moment.
Like a kid.
Yeah, like, and I didn't have to
Yeah.
be around anyone. I was just like enjoying my presence, that
I
I was
love
like,
that.
I think this is peace. This is what it feels like. And I've prioritized spending time with myself because I'm an introvert. And I get overwhelmed when I'm with a lot of people for like multiple days, weeks. And so I need to spend time with myself doing some self-care stuff or even just like watching movies, series. I need to have that in order to just feel like, I don't know, to not have any worries, you know?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Honestly, that me too. I also like to be surrounded around people, but at to a certain extent, it just drains me. And having that
Yeah.
moment to myself, either to talk to that one person, or just to watch a movie, or just write down my thoughts, or just take a nap, it helps a lot
Yeah.
to just keep myself sane. Honestly,
Yes.
Yeah,
What about
I
you?
agree. Yeah, for me, it's like sleeping in. I like sleeping in or eating. I love eating. Eating takes it away. But also, like what you said, working out can actually like clear your mindset, think straight and stuff, and
Mhm.
actually get you fit and everything. I like that too. I mean, there's different ways. I feel like different ways can make you feel peace in
Yeah.
different time, in
Mm.
different also like way you're feeling at that moment. So it
Yeah.
really depends on how you feel.
Yeah.
I feel like because you were mentioning like not thinking about overthinking or going to. That reminds me a lot when I used to play as a kid
Mm.
because you're
Yeah.
present, and that's so peaceful. You're just present, you're just playing, you're just doing whatever you're doing in the present without worrying about what's next. Uh,
Yeah. And I feel like once you are able to, I don't know, even learn how to balance your emotions and when to pause and when to be present, you transfer that energy over to those around you. And I think, I mean, personally, this year, just being surrounded by really, really good people and friends and spending time with my family, I feel like if it wasn't for the time that I took to heal and to really be okay with myself, if it wasn't for that, I don't think all these good things would have happened. There needs to be a balance, right? Like I want to be there for others, but if I'm not there for myself, then like what's the point?
Yeah, you cannot help someone else if you're not okay.
Yeah.
You gotta be okay first, and then you can help someone
Yeah,
else.
and
But
it's
don't take it too
oh
far.
sorry,
Sorry.
sorry. It's honestly it is a journey, and like a lot of I've been healing since sophomore year and stuff, and I've told like people around me like, oh yeah, I'm trying to heal and everything, and then they ask for advice and I give them advice, and she's like, oh, I wish I had that mindset, and I tell them don't don't like push yourself to have a mindset that I have now, because it didn't take me a month or a
Or
day
like
or a
you,
week.
yeah.
Yes.
It took me 3 years, and I'm still like going to healing myself a little bit more. But also, like I always tell them, don't compare your journey because it's different lengths and it's gonna take different time to heal.
Mhm.
And honestly, I think like prioritizing healing is like really important for you to like how do you say, project that certain energy to other people.
Mhm.
And that's why like I took so many time to to heal, and that's why like I love taking time for myself, because not just talking to friends but also prioritizing self-care is really good.
Yes.
It's about putting the work, and especially if you're making a new habit, about having that mindset and that trying to share that peaceful environment. It takes, like you were saying, years and for sure.
Yeah.
And also like being like a better self, you have to like make new changes, and it's like can be out of your comfort zone, but trust me, like after you get used to that comfort zone, you're like, damn. I
Yes.
feel great. Like it feels amazing.
It really
Like
does.
once you complete and you know you healed, you feel amazing.
It's like
Like
true happiness.
yes,
I
like
don't
you feel
know.
proud of yourself.
Yeah, and it's hard to explain. I feel like when I
Mhm.
tell people, they think that I'm like crazy, and I'm like, no, but you need to experience it. You
Mhm.
actually need to experience it. I can write a whole poem about it. I can write you
Mhm.
an essay. I'll try to explain it, but it's hard. It's hard to explain
Mhm.
that feeling.
Mhm.
I love that feeling.
Same.
And then I feel like sometimes when you're working on yourself, you can forget about the person next to you.
Mhm.
And I think if we work in the empathy part in society,
Yeah.
we can make big changes. For example, now that what was happening, in Israel and those places that maybe look very far from us, how can you like do something about it? Or
Mm.
like what's your plan?
I think because I spent time with myself and really figuring out what it meant to be at peace, I learned ways to say yes and to say no. So
Mhm.
boundaries, right? Having like conversations with people. So if something was overwhelming at the moment, I would be honest and I would say, this is my advice at the moment. However, because I'm dealing with this other stuff, I can't fully be there. With current events in the Middle East, I feel like because I am through like my healing journey, I have the energy and the capacity to be there for others that maybe have friends, right, near those places or that have that are being directly impacted by what is going on. And so I think also like the I don't know, helping can mean many things, right?
Mhm.
Maybe you don't have to have a full conversation. You can educate yourself on what is going on. But I'm glad that you brought up the part of like empathy, right? I think it's a matter of like being honest with yourself, see if you can take on that mental weight. Like, let's be honest, sometimes it can get a bit heavy. But even if you are not able to, just like doing in my brain, I'm thinking about little acts of kindness, so that way I feel like I'm still there to support others. But based on my personal experience, the Israel and Palestine conflict, it's been, oh my goodness, it's been hard to um, it's hard to talk about it. It's hard to um, know in what ways I can advocate for people. And I think I've come to the conclusion that even if I'm not, let's say,
Present.
impacted, like if I'm not directly impacted, it's the human aspect that I'm still going to care about
Mhm.
humans. I'm going to educate myself because there's patterns that are being repeated when it comes to like colonization and people using their power in very selfish ways. When I looked at it in the perspective of like people have been hurt, people are being killed, so a lot of things are unfair, then I'm like, no, I will say something about it. But being active on social media, making sure that I'm taking care of myself. But yeah, I think even when things get a little bit heavy, I am able to take care of myself, and I know how to. And I think it's also been so helpful being around a community that is passionate about the same things as me. One of my friends, Vanessa, she has friends in Egypt, and Egypt is close to Palestine. And so we went into just putting ourselves in their shoes and seeing how humans are, suffering. But she
Mhm.
was so lovely and just educated me because I had zero education on the topic. But yeah.
Yeah. That kind of the stuff what you were talking about kind of remind me of the stuff that's also going on in Mexico. You remember
Yeah.
you were like we were hearing like oh these gang members or like they went to Mexico, they killed these people, y que estaban matando mucha gente, and I was like damn. And why are they doing that? Like Mexico is like a hometown, like you feel welcome, you feel home, and they just went there and destroyed it. Like,
Yeah.
and they don't even live there. They don't even know nothing about that place.
Yeah.
And it's just really upsetting because now it's not the same. It's not gonna be the same. And it will not go back.
Yeah.
It's different.
You reminded me of um, the what's it called? There was a like cartel conflict back in 2010 in my hometown in Mexico, and this is trigger warning. Um, I was, oh my goodness, I was like 10, 11 years old, and that's when I learned about um, power, how people
Mm,
misuse it.
yeah.
Um, if you guys do a quick Google search, there's a series on Netflix also dedicated to this. But basically, in Coahuila, ciertos carteles estuvieron en conflicto eh, y empezaron a matar gente. Y o sea, llegó un punto donde yo iba a la escuela y había shootings. Uno es de mis tíos, fue lastimado, amigos también, o sea, literalmente the neighborhood, it was unsafe. It was unsafe to even go
Mhm,
out past 8 p.m. También muchas mujeres fueron matadas. And so I think it was
mhm,
also that of like, obviously there's like levels of severity, but at the same time, when you just look at humans and how power can be misused and how people are being hurt, it's like maybe I'm not able to fully relate, but I think I understand at a certain level. I mean, I was so young and I didn't understand.
mhm,
And it was so, like, it's not funny, but like, it was so shocking how when I came to the US, my classmates were coming up to me and they're like, is it true? Is it true that there's a lot of shootings in Mexico? Is it true that people are getting killed? It was almost like I was like tokenized. and they were just like using me as like, tell us more, like, is it actually true that this like happens to normal people? And I was like, guys, like, I would be more than happy to talk about it, but when you're looking at it from a lens of like,
Yeah,
Your
like
point
is
of
it
only
view.
like,
that.
yeah, I'm
Hmm.
just, no, it was hard to process, and I I didn't fully process it until
And
like a few
it's
years ago.
so sad. No, and it's so sad that a lot of people have only one view from one
Mhm.
place or from one culture. And I think that's so unfair
Mhm.
because, like, for example, Mexico, yes, they do have violence. Like, it's not something, like a myth.
Everywhere
But
does.
yeah, exactly. And they have good and bad sides, but they have beautiful things and they have an
Beautiful
amazing
culture.
culture, food. We're
Mhm.
killing it with music, uh, places to
Yeah.
visit, like
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't
it's,
get it. Like
yeah.
they don't get the actual side of their culture or their actually point of view. And they just get it like the wrong side. I think people only view things like in a bad way and they don't see
Mhm.
the positive
Or
way,
yeah,
which is kind of like upsetting. I feel like people should be more positive of seeing things
mhm.
or seeing in a different way.
Or maybe because they were influenced in just one way, that's only
Mhm.
they know. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've met people like
Grew
from
up.
they grew
Uh-huh.
up like that and they told the kids it was like that.
See.
And then I met other people and I have a different whole story of Mexico and they come to me and I'm
Yeah.
like, no, that's not like.
And I think when people are able to talk about the beautiful things about their country and their culture and their traditions, it's when human connections happen, right? I'm like, without
Mhm.
that, it's you have nothing. Then, and that reminded me of this a filmmaker, also part of the press in Gaza. Her name is Bizan, and she's been updating and kind of um, comparing her life before October 7th and now currently at the moment. And it's heartbreaking because she was one of the people that were highlighting the beautiful parts of their culture, doing tours of the historical buildings and uplifting
Mhm.
youth voice, and for that to be taken away, and how people are talking about it, I don't know, but it's so shocking to me. I listened to the UN like General Assembly that happened, I think it was like 2 days ago or something like that, and the way that some of these people s- talk about humans and speak about the conflict is just so hard. It's in some ways selfish, it's mean, and I don't understand how or what happens, um because then people, yeah, I don't know
But I feel
what
like
happens, that it's like, how are you able to
yes.
talk about it like that so
Eh,
Mhm.
lightly?
I feel like people struggle so much finding tools for the
Yeah.
peace, making because like nobody sees the whole view, like the whole picture. So for me, what I understand, the first step to taking that journey is actually understanding what's happening.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
that's how you find the tools that you need to create more
Yeah.
peace.
Like
So
Mhm.
Karen said, research,
Mhm.
because again, with what's happening in Palestine, it's also happening in Congo, and is just researching about things and seeing like a lot of things that's going on really opens my eyes on like not everyone thinks the same.
Mhm.
yeah.
Like,
And you really have to like zoom out. You
mhm,
need to zoom out, and you need to like, I don't know, I think for me it's like, how can I not be biased? Where does my
Mhm.
where do my biases come in?
mhm,
When do they come in? How do I really like zoom out and look at both sides, or if there's multiple parties, right?
And it's because your
Mhm.
personal experience is like,
Yeah.
carving your
mhm.
history.
Yeah.
Yes. Again, um different points of view just shocked me, like how you were saying, like the how they were talking about humans is just, I you would think it's like they would think alike, like it's common sense.
Yeah.
It's like common sense to you, but then when you hear other people talk in that way, it just shatters you because you
Mhm.
it's just such a negative way. And again, finding like tools to find peace, and again, the whole journey, it's hard. Maybe like dipping yourself into something, and it's just a trial and fail. Like you just
Yeah.
keep trying, and just, I think not just one thing will work for you, but many. And I think just trying different things out. For example, I tried like like the art aspect of it, and it's helped me bring peace to myself.
Yeah.
It's been really helpful. Like
Yeah.
music or
Me too.
painting.
It's like the
Cause
little things.
yeah, cause drawing I'm not good at, but like painting just brings peace, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not always gonna be like you're gonna get it in one try.
Yeah.
It's something that you have to keep attempting, and then you'll find something that you feel like belongs to you, that
Yeah.
feels like home, or just brings that peace to you, you know?
Yeah. I feel like we should also like appreciate like literally the littlest thing
Yeah.
like in your life, the littlest thing. Cause like se puede ir así, así
Mhm.
de rápido. And it's sad because you don't want to think that because you always think, oh, they're gonna stay with me forever.
Mhm.
You oh there is gonna stay like but they actually don't. Nothing stays. But it's sadly to think it like that, but you have to appreciate every last moment and every time with
Yeah.
everyone you is talking with. Literally the little thing, maybe that cup. You're like drinking out of that cup.
Yeah.
It reminds me of there was Bisan doesn't just report on like the ugly stuff. She tries to
Uh-huh.
seek for those moments of joy. And
Mhm.
there's a moment where they're in a rundown house, like literally it's caved in on itself because of all the bombs.
Mhm.
And they have for themselves like a little cafecito
Um.
amongst like five individuals, and they're like, "Here, come join us at our dining room table." And it's like a piece of a cement block,
Yeah.
and they are just having so much joy. They're like laughing because they're looking for those moments of joy
Mhm.
despite the ugliness that is literally surrounding them.
And it's
And so like those moments where like you realize like, oh, they're still trying to like retain a piece of their humanity,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
it's about like finding those little moments.
yes. Oh my god, I love people like that. Like
Yeah.
it see that tristeza, pero like
They
so
see
happy
the.
still.
Mhm.
Like they still keep trying, they keep pushing no matter what. They still trying to find new ways to pursue their new lives and stuff. And it's just it's nice. I like them.
That's the power of the mindset. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's the way you see things, and how can you transform something so sad and horrible to something beautiful and
Mhm.
amazing.
Yeah. Wow. Speaking from personal experience, I've had to reflect a lot on what my mindset was like a
Mhm.
few years ago versus now. Appreciating the little things such as like just getting to have coffee with my mom or
Mhm.
being around people that I really, really love and appreciate. Giving myself like reminders that it's gonna be okay, but it takes a lot. It's like it's a I think a skill to have as well.
Mhm.
But yeah, it personally took me a lot of time to reflect on it, and I feel like I'm at a good point now where I'm able to look at the positive sides of everything, even if the world is falling apart.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now that you're talking about, appreciating the small things, the little things, how can you make something so little to last longer? Because those are the
Yeah. Oh,
moments
I
that
Mhm.
love that question.
go so fast,
Oh,
but also are the most
beautiful
beautiful and greatest
moments.
I think
moments.
once you get into the habit of doing it, it
You
stays with you forever.
yeah.
Like once you appreciate those around you, you start to understand them, you have that empathy, and you're able to destroy whatever barriers have been in the way. um it just keeps happening. Like you will continue to do it. You can make it sustainable. And I feel like looking at my relationships with friends, family, and even other like random strangers that I've like met in the last like year and a half or so, it's it's just appreciating people,
Mhm.
appreciating life.
I love talking to strangers. I don't
Yeah.
know why. I love talking to them because I give them a lot of energy and they gave me that a lot of energy. Like they're like, "Oh, you have that too?" I'm like, "Yes." And we just be giggling and you be connecting with them. Like connecting a
Yes.
lot, having a lot in common, having this and that. And it's just having a fun conversation. And it actually goes like it's actually a long conversation you be having
Yeah.
with them too, which I really like.
Yeah. You mean that makes me think that maybe the way for peace to be sustainable is just to be in community.
Have open
Just
mind
yeah, and
with
have
them.
Spreading
open mind.
kindness and
Mhm.
love. Have you seen? There's a pretty cool TikTok account. They like give notes to
Oh,
strangers.
I seen that like out of
Dear
nowhere or
You
stranger, yeah, I
guys.
flowers.
love that
You
one. Or like the one that's spreading happiness or something like that. I
Yeah.
don't remember. They just give like random flowers or
Yeah,
like, oh,
I
you look
seen that.
great today. I think those things should be, you know, respected and
oh my
Keep
goodness.
going and
yeah, go
bigger.
for
I
it.
feel like
Yeah.
it should go bigger.
You guys, this is like a little secret. I've never told anyone.
What happened?
But
Go for
I
it.
I loved
I
Ellen
like
DeGeneres, okay?
cheeseburger.
Like, I was
Cut.
obsessed. I was obsessed with Ellen DeGeneres and her whole idea of, like, doing random acts of kindness, and, like, she will bring
Mhm.
in people, and I was like, "That's gonna be me one day," but then she, she since she's not doing her show anymore, it's fine. Um One time when I was in high school, I gave like little like notes to the senior class. It was the class above me. I was just a junior at the time. So I gave people little notes, like "Good luck on your finals," and then I also got them some donuts. No one knew
Oh,
who
What?
it was. And then I just got into the habit of doing it. So I would go to the mall and take sticky notes and put them like on
I
mirrors in like
freaking
the
Oh,
love
changing
that.
rooms.
that's so cool.
And then I would also just like go on walks. So literalmente en la calle donde vivía con mis papás, dejaba notas en los carros. And that, like, I did that for a while, and like I never told anyone because I genuinely just wanted to give them those like little reminders. And I was inspired by Ellen DeGeneres.
Uh,
But that was, yeah, it was such
do
a
you
like
remember
fulfilling.
any like reminder, like a small note that you'll be like, oh, I
So
can
like
use that quote?
when no, it was just like when I would go to the mall and
Uh-huh.
I would put those sticky notes on the like mirrors. I would just say like, "You're beautiful. Keep going. You got
Yeah.
this." Like little
Mm.
things like that. Because
You're doing
I would
amazing.
write like more than 50 little sticky notes,
Yeah.
so they had to be kind of short. Unless I would go on like short walks, then I would write like long-ish quotes, and I would get those from like Google.
Yeah.
But
If you
yeah,
can choose a message, like what would it be?
I'm
ooh,
proud of you.
I'm proud of you.
That
I
one's
love that one.
I love that
yeah.
one.
That's yeah.
I think the highest form of connecting with other people is just by having empathy. Like,
Mhm.
take a moment to listen to the other person.
Uh-huh.
Take
Yes.
just a moment to listen, right? Understand where they're coming from, and then you can make an opinion.
Mhm.
Mm.
But if you're just like rushing into making an assumption and an
Oh my
opinion,
god, girl.
then goodbye. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my
hashtag you're not invited.
Mhm.
Hashtag you're canceled. Like,
Yeah,
honestly,
hashtag we're not
even though
talking.
I'm against cancel culture, but yeah, just like have empathy,
Yeah.
understand others,
Take a
and
moment. I like what you say. Take a moment.
Yes.
they just
That's
Yes. Oh my god, I agree with you so
that's
much
more
on
than
that, girl.
enough.
Because
yeah.
I know like a little bit of people that do that, and it's like it can get annoying
Yeah.
because they can assume a lot, and then I'll be telling them, "Oh, like, hey, stop, tone it down. Like, actually listen. You should understand it from my point of view." But a veces some people have a really hard-headed head. like they don't get it through their head.
Yeah.
Like they don't
Yeah.
understand, and it does take them a bit of time. But yeah, I know what you mean.
And you know what I feel like? Those people, maybe nobody told them, I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, because
Yeah.
when I por mi amigo, he was like doing a test, and then he does that. He assumes a lot, and I was like, "Oh, damn, I'm proud of you." And he was like, "What?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah," and I was like, "What do you mean? I'm proud of you. You did so
Mhm.
great. You passed it." And he was like, "Oh, thank you." I don't
Yeah,
know.
like that
Yeah.
changes a lot in a lot of people when they didn't
Yeah.
hear it
And it
pretty
changed their
often.
mindset too at
Mhm.
that moment. Like they think differently,
They like
just like a little
take
bit.
a step back and then like, wait, maybe like what I'm
Mhm.
doing is wrong.
It's like
Yeah.
Like
that
they like,
generational trauma, those
yeah,
cycles that
Yeah.
Mhm.
haven't been
And you,
broken.
Marlene, like, what if you have a sticky note? What would you say?
keep going.
Keep
Honestly,
going.
Yeah,
yeah.
that one's good.
Why? Why is that?
Because sometimes like you need that reminder, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's
What's
okay.
that reminder again?
Keep
Keep
going.
going.
I don't know why.
You gotta
It's
let it out.
okay. Get it
Yes.
out.
Oh my god, it's because being a senior is honestly really hard. And then like I've had problems with like friendships recently, and that it goes all onto me. And if someone just randomly handed me something and I said, keep going, that would have
That's
just made my day,
Yeah.
my week, even my year, the whole
Yeah.
century,
yeah.
honestly.
No, and that.
Because it's really hard to keep going when there's so much pressure put on you,
Mhm.
especially when you're the oldest and you're gonna be the
Yeah.
first one to graduate. It's like put onto you a lot.
Yeah, and I feel like that goes a lot with teachers too.
Mhm.
Like teachers nowadays, they don't care about like your mental state. They just care about like, oh, get to class.
A
Like don't go,
checklist.
yes, and oh, get this done, get this done. They don't care about us. They don't ask us. They don't be like, oh, welcome. They don't welcome us to the classroom. That's the thing. They don't do nothing. They just want us to do the work, yeah, and not argue with them.
Yeah.
I know I was supposed to only say one thing, but um adding to what like Madeline said about keep going, uh I like to believe that everything is temporary. Like I
Mhm.
hold on to that
Mhm.
so much. I'm just like
Yeah.
everything is temporary.
Ya mero se acaba el año.
Yes.
Mijita, ya
Yeah.
mero.
You got
You're
Yeah.
this.
almost
Yes.
there,
I
babe.
know, and it's just not school. It's just like
Just in general.
in
Mhm.
general, a lot of conflict. And I try to reach out and fix things because they're dear to my heart. But sometimes I remind myself that I need to take a step back.
Yeah.
You should be
And
proud of you every
take
day.
Stronger.
Because
Yeah.
we're proud
yeah.
of you, and you should remind that to yourself every day. That
Mhm.
maybe you don't hear that often from someone else. That keep going, but you know in your heart, in your mind, that
Tell
yourself
yourself.
is telling you keep going. You got
Mhm.
this, and that's pretty
Yeah.
amazing from
I
you.
feel like telling yourself like the stuff you need to hear
Hmm.
is much stronger than hearing
Than
it from
hearing,
somewhere
yeah,
else.
Yeah. And I think like
affirmations.
growing up did do things by myself. I was very independent. I'm very independent.
Power.
And like honestly, sometimes like hearing it from someone else reassures me that I'm
Mhm.
doing
Yeah.
good.
Yes,
Yeah.
especially for the independent, because I grew up sola también. Like I was the only child, so it was like kind of difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys have
Yeah,
such a
yeah.
like a just beautiful energy that I'm just like if
And a
someone didn't
vision.
appreciate that,
Mhm.
just know that we appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
It's so
Yeah.
special when I get to be in a space like this because I'm like, you guys get it. You
Yeah.
guys are beautiful, have such a good energy that is transferred to other people. And it's like, let's freaking keep it going.
Yeah, and I think we're like that because the people we actually love to hang out with
Yeah.
and the good people we hang out with. That's the good thing that I like. Like if I hang out with negative people, I'll push them back because I like keeping positive people in.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a good thing and a good mindset too. You be in a good mindset.
Yeah, because like when you surround yourself with negative people, it drains you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because
draining.
most of the time you're putting in the energy. and
Yeah.
you're trying to bring that negativity more into like positive and have them be more optimistic, but it gets so draining to a certain extent that you're like,
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore. Like
Yeah, you
it's
gotta
just
let go.
hmm
Yeah.
You have to believe in yourself, and
Yeah.
that's so hard sometimes.
Ugh.
So that reminds me, a phrase that I try to repeat to myself pretty often. It's you're more than enough, you know?
Mm.
hmm
And we should say that to people too, because we're trying so hard all the time, but because we think we're not enough. We society tells us you're not enough. You have to do this and that and blah 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 and keep going. So I think a phrase that we should tell ourselves and share to the world is you're more than enough.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's it. You're more than enough.
You're
Yeah.
worthy.
I love it.
You're worth it. Who's next?
Should we close it? Close it off.
What's
Is
the phrase that you want to leave this episode with? What did you hear?
Oh, that was it?
Well, no, this is about to be it.
Oh,
is it-
okay.
We had
Oh,
already
I was
Oh,
like,
started
you
what?
started it.
He had already started it.
I start at the end, guys.
He started at the end. He said like one phrase that I want to stick with is like you're more than enough, and that's what I want to like leave this episode with.
Okay.
So like you've now had an entire conversation. It was
That
a
was
beautiful
fun.
conversation. What's the word or the phrase that you're gonna take with you as you walk out of this place?
I think. Wow.
I don't
I
know.
went
There's
blank.
many.
Let me see. I really appreciate you guys, and I'm so glad that we got to have some time to have a conversation about peace and hope. And I think one word that is sticking to me right now is just community. We
Mm.
need people. We can do some things by ourselves, but other stuff we need
Yeah,
people.
it's okay to ask for help. Like, you can do it yourself. You can, but some days it is okay to ask for help. And it's not it shouldn't be embarrassing. Like, it should be like okay to just ask comfortably to other people, and asking for hugs just when you're
Asking
having a
for
bad.
hugs. That's so hard for me, guys.
Why? Why you don't
Because
like
I
hugs?
I don't I and I think it's a personality thing. Because
Yeah.
my brother, he loves hugging and he hugs my mom a lot and he's
Really?
very touchy and I'm not. And we
Yeah,
grew
they
up
actually
like and
am.
raised together, but I'm not. I'm like, and I was telling Alejandro and Karen the other time that I was like, it takes me a little bit time for me to
Yeah.
hug you and like be comfortable with that.
Yeah, it
But
really
we need
depends
more of
on the
that.
people then.
We need
I'm
of
so
more of
touchy.
that.
Me too,
I'm
girl.
annoyingly touchy.
Me
I'm like, I
too.
just want hugs.
I always need to be close to you type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like certain people I am with. Like like
Yes.
there's some people where I'm like keep yourself away from me, but like there's people where like
I show myself.
I let them like come to me and I'll hug them too. Like but honestly it's like depends on who it is, honestly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, but we do need more hugs though.
Mhm.
Society
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
humans need more hugs.
yeah, because
Yes.
if someone hugged me I would break down. Like right now.
No,
Girl,
We'll
come
give a group
here.
hug.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch me just start crying all like the whole session crying.
It's okay.
Oh,
So we
no.
have community hugs.
I believe be you. Just be
Yeah.
you. Like, don't be afraid of showing your real self.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a big one.
Mhm.
But actually be careful. Like, still be sharing and be smart. Like, who you're showing to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Marlene?
A phrase I want to leave today is keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Keep going.
Just keep
Mm-hmm.
going, honestly.
Love that.
I love
Period.
it.
Mhm.
And you guys keep watching. I think that will be it. Thank you guys
Yeah.
for sharing.
Have
This is a
fun.
wonderful time with
Yeah.
all of you and sharing those amazing experiences and thoughts and ideas. And hopefully, the people who's watching and listening can connect and
Mhm.
can share
Mhm.
the same love and the same in a positive mindset.
And empathy.
Yeah, and Marlene says, keep going. And you keep watching. Today's conversation will include the thoughts of young people attempting to navigate the extreme situations that exist in the world. The topic is peace and hope, and it is difficult to talk about those topics without diving into the realities of war and the ugliness of our world. Especially with everything that is happening today, we offer our thoughts as a means to start a conversation and process everything we are witnessing. And we cannot forget about the amazing mind with Wendy's Windows.
Welcome to Wendy's Windows.
Ooh, what is it?
Um, it's mostly like how I talk to you guys is about how you guys just talked about.
What's a message that you would want to tell the world right now?
Like you do whatever makes you hopeful and peaceful.
Dream big.
Yeah, dream big. Dream big and don't dream small. If you feel dreadful, just do what you want to do. If people just, like if you feel like less, just do what you want to do because it makes you it might like it can make you feel hopeful, peaceful, less like less sad, more happy, more intriguing. It makes you more feel like yourself, like you're just alone and no one's judging you, so you can be hopeful, peaceful. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank y'all.
Yay! Woo!